Cheerio. What was
Is the camera rolling?
Yeah, probably.
That'll be the intro.
Yeah. It is currently 10:05 at night, and I have been on campus since 8 a.m. I can't help it.
And you've been dealing with haunted locations.
And I've
for the
been
past
in
4
this
hours.
haunted location for 4 hours. And my coffee is worn off.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's the Ghost Hunting Club. I'm Greg.
I'm Emily.
Nick.
Ryan.
And welcome back to our second ever podcast. Also, fun fact, we're in the infamous McKnight Hall, as you can see right there. I'll try to add some B-roll footage to that. Either way, this is a lecture hall on campus. We just got done investigating it tonight. Thoughts?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah,
There's a lot of thoughts.
way more than I expected to happen.
All right, so you guys go first because you were the first ones to experience anything, I guess.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Nick and I, we took the entire Ghost Hunting Club, which it was tonight.
It's
17
17.
units.
Yeah, 17 people total.
Yeah.
A lot bigger than usual.
Yeah, and Nick and I took the first group, and we kind of just started off in the balcony upstairs, and we were hearing a lot on the staircase, stage right, and it just sounded like someone was like kind of like clunking along up the steps and stuff like that, and then we were hearing stuff in the center and towards the stage on this level while we were in the balcony, so it was really weird. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw something dart from the top of the balcony towards the steps, just from right behind me. And normally when stuff like that happens, when it's in the corner of my eye, I just throw it away as my eyes playing a trick on me and stuff like that. But then a girl who was sitting 2 or 3 seats beside me said, "No, I saw that too." And so that was pretty weird to kind of have that back up.
And then when you guys came out, you told us about the footsteps you were hearing and then the door rattling.
Yeah, well, actually, they didn't even tell. They only told you.
Yeah, they only told
I
me.
didn't want. I had like our group, mine and Ryan's group. I had them right behind me, and I said, "Don't tell us anything. We don't want to know." The only person that knew going in was Ryan. So as stuff started happening to us, it was
Yep.
a lot easier for him to be like, "That's exactly what they said happened,"
Yeah.
but we didn't even know about it.
Yeah, the group was hearing footsteps up front, and I said that's exactly what I was told they were experiencing. And then they heard the door rattle, like very shortly after the footsteps, which is exactly what you heard. And then the person who was sitting over there and then a girl on this side both saw someone sitting in a seat off back into the left of Greg and Emily. They didn't know each other, so I mean, they
were
weren't near
sitting
each other.
completely apart from each other, and they both saw the same figure of a woman sitting
same spot.
in the same exact seat. And at the same time, I watched them because I was like behind both of them, and I watched them both like pull out their phone flashlight at the exact same time and point it at the seat. And the even weirder part of it is the last time that we were here, last school year, I was sitting in that row of seats, and right directly behind me, it sounded exactly like the seat moved. And so when they pointed it to that exact same location or area of seats, I was like, that's weird, because that is the exact same spot that something happened to me last time.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
That's weird. I didn't even know about that story until now.
What, the chair?
No,
Or the
and
woman?
yeah.
Yeah, that happened when it was like just
Yeah.
our little group in there.
And we didn't know. I don't think you told me about the shadow you saw. So that's
Well, like I said,
that's what excited me about them
I
seeing something
immediately,
over there.
yeah, I immediately just threw it away because anything out of the corner of your eyes and
Yeah.
peripherals, you can't use it. And then when she said that, I thought, oh, that's really weird that two people could see that at the same time. Either we're both messing up, which is possible, or it was something real. But the interesting point about that too is she was actually turned looking because I could kind of see
So
her.
she dead straight on saw it.
Yeah. The whole time she was just looking behind her. I guess she was nervous.
Yeah.
So she was literally like this and looking in that direction of the staircase. So
Yeah. Whenever you like see something like a shadow or something like that, you instantly kind of just like don't believe that it really happened. And that's
Yeah.
like the very first thing that happened tonight to me anyway was I was sitting all the way in the back corner basically, and it's pitch black down there because like I didn't have my flashlight or on anything, so like I couldn't even see the row of chairs in front of me. And all of a sudden like something happened where you asked, did you hear that? And I said, no, I didn't hear it. But right after I said that, it was like a little flash of light lit up the 2 chairs right in front of me. Because in my head, I was like, why can I see these chairs now that I couldn't see 2 seconds ago? But then it was gone so quickly. And in my head, I was like, did that really happen? Am I crazy? But as the night went on and so much more stuff kept happening, it's very possible that, like, something could have lit up.
And shortly after that, the projector turns on by itself.
True, yeah. You can't
Got
see it
everybody.
because it's
Right
behind
behind
the
the
camera,
camera.
but, like, there's a big projector, like, screen here, and it just came on out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it was really weird because at the time, we were distracted by a noise that happened somewhere over on the right side.
Then
Yep.
we turn back.
Yeah, and then I was looking, we were just like, where did that sound come from? What was it? We were all just kind of talking, and I was looking, and I looked back, and I was like, I had to squint because the projector, the light coming from the projector was so bright, and I was like, was that on the whole time, and I just now noticed it?
No,
and
because me and him were in the back, and we watched
freaking out.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
we all watched it turn on, and we're just like, why? Why is
Yeah.
the projector coming on right
and
now?
the only place to turn it on is that wooden desk you can see straight behind
Which
Yeah.
I
you.
was sitting right beside it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Nobody
was too.
came
I was in
back
the
there.
back.
Yeah.
No one was
And
back there.
Greg and I were
It's
on the
scar-
stage, and we could clearly see it. There was no one there.
Yeah, it scared me because I had thought Nick was to the far left side of the room, and then through all the chaos, I could see a shadow standing beside the podium, and I was like,
Oh, crap.
oh my God, it's a ghost.
Oh, it's just Nick.
It's
The
just
ghost-
Nick.
And I was like, y'all remember, I was like,
You were like, Nick, are you okay? Yeah,
Yeah.
you good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of Nick freaking you out, I guess Nick got his own little freak out.
Oh,
shortly
my.
before we
Both
filmed
did.
this.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
We've had a lot happen tonight. We've had some stuff that we tried to debunk a lot. We had some stuff that we think is real. So we're just trying to settle down into this podcast. And then we're all taking breaks, getting set up. And so me and Emily are setting up these tables right here. And we hear this noise behind the stage. And there's a room back there. It's just a cluttering mess. It's just a storage room, I think. And so at first I was like, I know that room's dark. I'm not going back there, which Emily
He
can vouch for
literally
me. I was
even
like,
said, I'm not going
Yeah, I
back
said,
there.
"I'm
Like,
not
he
going
said
back
it out
there."
loud.
And then,
20 seconds later, I had to go back there.
Right, he-
'Cause, you know,
he's
this
like,
is-
I just have
this
to
is why we
know.
do it.
Right.
And then me and her both went back there,
Oh, God.
turned on the flashlight, and as soon as we do it, it's like something just rushed. at
Yeah,
both
it
of
was
us.
like someone was running full on
It was
on us, and it's not a very
aggressive.
big space back there. So for someone to be running at you, you need to
was
move quickly.
aggressive.
And we both, I mean, we took off. I screamed. I don't even remember what he did, but we took off running across the stage to get away from it. And Ryan was up in the
I
balcony.
had the best view.
He had the whole view of the show, and you just see Ryan go, "I'm coming, I'm coming," and he like ran back down the steps so that he could see whatever we were seeing.
I didn't know what was going on. I could tell something was happening back there because you guys were looking back there.
Yep.
And then I
And
just
then,
screamed.
yeah, and then you scream, and then you like back out and lie down on the stage.
Yeah.
I'm
He
like, what's
literally, like,
happening?
down
He
on
was
the
just like
floor.
laying on the floor, and I was like, I don't want to go back there and eat again. And then later, like 10 minutes after that, we're just sitting here, and he's like, "You want to go back there again?" No, like,
But you did.
but we did. We did go back there because
Yeah.
that's what we do. But nothing happened that time.
Like
so.
earlier tonight, we got that question. If you get scared, are you not going to go back? I said, well, you might get scared in the moment,
Yeah, and
but
then-
just 10 minutes later, you want to go back.
Right. All of a sudden,
Exactly.
you
I mean,
have to
you
know
think
what it
about it.
was.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting tonight. We didn't have a lot happen on the stage besides the very, very end, what we're just talking about. My very first ever investigation here, it predates all of y'all. It was just Russell and I and a few other friends. I was sitting on this side of the stage, and there are kind of special moments when you're investigating where you experience your first of something. So you hear, you capture your first EVP when you're listening to the audio, or the first time you're touched, the first time you see something. And for me, up until this point, I had never heard a voice. I never heard like a disembodied voice just outright just saying something. And I was sitting on the stage, and I kid you not, a female voice from behind the curtain, directly behind me, which is part of the reason why I freak out when things are behind me. It was like, hello? Just like that, like clear as day, a female voice.
Oh,
And
wow.
it freaked me out so badly because everyone else was just in the seats, and I was the only one on stage. So it's like,
No one should be behind you.
yeah, and if,
Right.
and if something comes to this curtain, like, I'm the first one that's going to
You're the first one that's
Yeah.
going down.
And then it's like, and then you can count that as like, okay, you're crazy, you heard something, blah, blah, blah. And which is my first thoughts was like, there's no female in this room at all. How did I just hear like a clear as day female voice?
Yeah.
And then later on the night, everyone starts freaking out. They're like, "This stage," and then we look, and the curtain's just sitting there swaying, like just from the. You can't really see it because the camera is facing this way, but
Yeah.
I thought it was like one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had in here.
Yeah, my first time investigating McKnight, something happened that caused me and you to go back behind the curtain. And then when we were back there, so you have to like go down a very narrow hallway, and then you get into like a bigger room back there. And as soon as we got back into that room, there was clearly a growl. Like, it didn't sound like an animal growl.
Yeah.
It was like demonic-y growl.
I would have literally
Yeah.
just passed out and been like, okay, just take it. Like, I'm dead. It's
It's,
fine.
it's terrifying because when you're back there, it's like. Did you hear the
Did
sound?
There it
anybody
goes
just
again.
hear that?
I don't know. I mean, there's no way the audio would probably pick
Yeah,
it up.
I don't know
There
if
was
it-
definitely like a sound back there.
It hears
yeah,
us
we're talking about you.
you. It
Yeah,
doesn't
come on.
like it.
Do
Excuse
something.
me. But when you're back in the center room like you're talking about, there's two very narrow passages to get
Yeah.
to it, and it's kind of like if there was another
Oh.
knock right
Did it
there.
again, and you guys didn't notice.
Yeah.
Hello? This is the first ever paranormal
Live.
events that happened. on the
We're like
podcast.
being filmed for a podcast and there's paranormal
Yeah.
activity happening.
You guys are witnessing history here.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways,
If this podcast never makes it up, it's because something killed us from behind the curtain.
yeah,
Like,
it's so creepy back there just because
it is. Well, and it's dark.
But at
and
least
it's-
we're
Said we
completely
wouldn't go
blinded
there.
by a light, so we can't
Right.
see
Yeah,
If
it.
anything
true.
comes
The
out
light
to get us, we can't see it
There could
anyway.
be something right there.
We wouldn't
Yeah.
know. It's fine. I mean, I'd probably rather not know anyway if something comes out.
But
Yeah.
your story of the growl is what freaks me out, because what happened to us was something up there now. But
This
what-
is why we investigated this room tonight. Okay.
But tonight, what rushed at us was aggressive.
Aggressive,
It was different
yeah.
than stuff we feel
Yeah.
like
It
on a
wasn't something
battleship.
just walking. It
It's just
wasn't
like-
something knocking.
Yeah, I
it
can
was
tell by
something.
their
Get
reactions
out.
that it's something that they've
Yeah.
never experienced.
You
just
wanted to
happened.
get
out.
away.
that was like a bang. On the
I didn't
wall.
hear that one.
And then I heard footsteps.
We have to get through the podcast. Well,
We
if,
have to.
if anything crazy comes up, we'll talk about it. We can't have like
Yeah.
dead
The
dead
lulls.
silence because we're just
tru-
listening.
Trust us. You might not be able to hear it. We can hear it. It's weird, but either way,
Gotta
It's
focus.
been that kind of night.
yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, we've had
That's-
a lot of legitimate evidence happen tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of cool
In
activity.
McKnight Hall, period. I mean, it's been really consistent, especially when we talk about it's on campus. There's not a lot of paranormal
Yeah.
history that's going on.
Yeah, there's
in the
nothing
area.
that would make you
Yeah.
think that
But
this
yeah,
is paranormal.
Every time I'm here, at least something crazy
happens.
happens.
Yeah,
and
even
that you
last
never
time,
expect it.
Even last time that I was here, the chair moved. Our camera batteries
Watched the
got
hangers
drained.
moved.
We watched the hangers move. Dylan heard a bunch of crazy stuff, and that's the first time that he was ever here. And then on top of that, we just happened to mention something. Oh, there was like a knock up there in the balcony tonight where Dylan was sitting last time that he heard the exact same knock. And we said something about, yeah, that's where Dylan was sitting. And then
Stirred up.
somebody said, like, something else happened, and somebody said, are you looking for Dylan or something like that? And then it happened again, and I said, do you realize that Dylan's not here? And it happened again. So it was like
Yeah, it was-
something
it was weird.
something was going
Yeah,
on where
I
it was
mean-
like he wasn't here, but the name
Yeah.
like was kicking something up. It was strange.
Yeah,
Like,
so much weird stuff happens here. It's really
people don't
interesting.
believe us either because we do this investigation in particular
Every
as,
semester.
Yeah, we do it every
Once a
semester as like a setup for
It's like practice.
Yeah, it's
practice, practice setting up the equipment, practice getting used to saying the questions and, asking things for our new club members. And they never expect anything to really
Yeah.
happen, but then every time they leave and they're just like amazed.
They're like
At-
visibly shaken.
Yeah.
That's the look I
Tonight.
love.
The first group, Greg and Nick's group, was in their first night, and when they came out in the hallway, they were all just like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "Wait,
This-
don't ruin it!
yeah.
Don't tell us anything."
It was really cool.
But you can tell that they're all just like they can't believe the stuff that happens in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think that's a good transition into every once in a while. Let me frame this. Okay, so as a professional paranormal investigation team, it's a mouthful. We have a reputation, right? We can't,
Yeah.
if we put out any evidence that is faked or misleading in any way, we could get destroyed and we could just lose all that credibility that we've been building, right?
Right.
Because now we actually have clients,
Yeah.
we have people who are contacting us for investigations, which is really
Right.
cool. And one of the big rules ever since the beginning of the club has been never ever fake evidence.
Yeah. If you do, you're out.
Yeah, there's a time and a place to like scare a friend and stuff like that, which I definitely scared the vice president a time or two. But as far as us promoting evidence and saying this is paranormal evidence, if it was nothing that we put out we can ever even assume that someone faked it.
Right.
And it kind of sucks is tonight some very strange things happened that
It was too
yes,
significant.
yes,
Yeah.
it was.
And we
it
were
was,
trying to debunk them, and in the process, realized that they could have possibly been
yes.
faked.
So
Just a
without-
lot of questions.
A lot of
without-
questions surrounding it. Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. But without giving too much away, because we don't know who did it. We don't know if it was faked.
We don't know if they did it.
Yeah, because it's not fair for us to
Assume.
start putting our
Yeah.
spin and
Yeah.
theories on it. We're
This
just
is
not
just-
going to use that evidence
Yeah.
for anything. But it really sucks because the circumstance we're talking about is the 2 to 3 sounds that we heard that were pretty significant. They all could have been caused by something being thrown, like someone just tossing something.
And it's
it-
dark, and we can't
Yeah.
see. We don't know that anybody threw anything, but we can't assume that they didn't throw anything either. And
Yeah,
so,
because I mean,
Yeah.
it could just be a weird coincidence, and it could be something paranormal
Yeah.
where that's just what happened, and we're accusing people who are genuinely interested in the club,
Yeah.
and we've just alienated
and
them.
even after, while we were cleaning up like the cameras and the cords and stuff, one of the people that was here tonight, a member, even came up to me and was kind of like, y'all weren't doing that to just like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
it
you
was-
were. She was like speculating that we were doing something to
Yeah,
just
that's-
scare them, to like, you know, give them a little scare. And I was like, I promise you, like we have a rule that we don't do that because we don't want to mess up any of the evidence. Or if we did do it, we would instantly
You own
kind
up
of be
to it,
like,
yeah.
that was us. I'm so sorry. Like
Like
we
SPCC.
can't-
but I told her, I was like, we really didn't do anything. I promise.
And
Like,
and that's the thing is like we can't even. Anytime that we are recording, anytime that there's an audio recorder out there in the location recording,
Yeah.
we can't get into the habit of doing stuff like that because eventually something will get overlooked. Is me throwing a pin into some seats or something, it would eventually get overlooked, and I would forget
that you
to
did that.
tell someone that that was just me, and then it would be we'd claim it as evidence. We would just all forget it happened.
I mean, we've
And
all
then-
done it before, where we've said something or like, I've whispered to someone and forgot that I was whispering,
it
and then
happened.
later it was so faint on the recording that it was like, is that paranormal? Is
Yeah.
that someone whispering? And if you don't like remember to
Right.
tell the recorder,
So-
I'm sorry, I
yeah,
just made a
someone-
noise, then we all forget.
Someone can sing when they're in the bathroom.
Sing
our
the
last
Wizard of
podcast.
Oz.
Yeah,
Yeah,
check
go see
out-
our last podcast if you don't know what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
I was singing in the bathroom. I was like washing my hands. I was singing The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and it was picked up on a recorder upstairs, and it was so faint at that point that it sounded like a straight up female ghost.
Female
Song,
singing,
yeah,
singing the
opera.
Wonderful
But it
Wizard
gets,
of Oz.
and that's what we're talking about. It's like it gets overlooked. And imagine we already have those problems now, where it happens at every investigation. Something comes up where, oh man, this could be paranormal, and then it turns out it's just a simple.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And imagine if now we're going around purposefully slamming doors to scare someone.
Right.
We would forget it happened. We would end up putting that out. So we just can't even be in the habit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to me, my pet peeve is similar to that, but more, it's just worse. Purposely faking evidence is my thing.
Yeah.
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 So like,
Knowing you're doing this
Yeah.
and you're going to use it as evidence.
it's more than just tarnishing the reputation of like our club.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It tarnishes the reputation of the whole
Field.
community.
It does.
Right, yeah.
And it hurts us specifically. It hurts the entire community because if we investigate Midnight Hall and we find a couple interesting things, nothing crazy like a ghost just full on sprinting across the room and we caught it on camera. And then another team comes in here and does the same investigation, same amount of time, same equipment, but they fake something.
Yeah.
They're always going to have a better investigation than us. And someone who doesn't know anything about paranormal investigations they would come in and say, well, the second team is better because they found this crazy thing where you guys didn't. You guys debunked a lot of stuff you found. You guys threw out some stuff that could be genuine stuff, but you're not sure, so you throw it out. And
but we're doing it correctly,
Yeah,
and
this
other people
team-
are just faking it.
Exactly.
And then if they get caught doing that, I mean, a skeptic is going to see that and go, oh, okay. If that's what that show's doing, then
Yeah, they're
everybody's
all-
faking it.
I mean, we
Exactly.
even had cases where y'all went to an investigation. You went, I think it was
Yes.
y'all
Oh, yeah.
before
Old
me and
City
Nick
Jail.
were here,
Yeah, Old City
and
Jail,
you
yeah.
found out that a TV show,
Big one.
a big TV show that a lot of people probably know, went there, and even on the TV show, they told this whole like history of this place, and then when they went to go investigate it, the lady that works there or the person that works there flat out told them like none of that
Yeah,
is
that
true.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That
That doesn't
story's fake.
exist, and
And
that
then-
TV show put that out there.
Not-
And
On
Not
top
only-
of that, you want to do it?
Not only did they put that story out there, because it pretty much, there was a location, there was a famous person that was in that location, and there's a myth around that, surrounding that person.
Right.
And they kind of spun that, blah, blah. It's a giant rumor. If you
I mean, they
actually
made
go
their whole
there-
investigation based
Yeah,
off of it
exactly.
too, basically.
And if you go there, you realize it's complete false. It's not even why that person was there to begin with. It's all fake. It's just a bad rumor. But they put that in their show anyways.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then not only that, the myth was that this person said a specific series of words.
At her execution.
Yes, at her execution, which she didn't say a single word at her execution. They didn't allow
Yeah.
people to
Yeah.
talk at their executions. So they went into her room and they asked her, what did she say? And magically she finished her exact sentence through a spirit box EVP session.
Right, that didn't even happen
Yeah,
in
that
real life.
it never
like
happened,
that,
period.
those words were never actually
And
spoken from her.
And that's what I'm saying is, and we went to the Old City Jail, just like I was saying, and we didn't find a quarter of the stuff they found.
Yeah.
But we did it legit. We tried our best.
Yep.
Yeah.
We heard
And we
three
didn't try to-
distinct voices.
they
We
didn't
caught
try
them
to-
on
And we
audio,
caught-
but it's not as impressive as
Exactly.
someone saying what they said right before their execution, but that never happened.
Right.
Exactly. And that's the thing is like, and they're millionaires because of this show. Right?
Right.
Ghost Adventures. I'll say it.
Oh, I wasn't even gonna throw
Shots
them.
fired.
I wasn't gonna throw them under
I
the
will tell
bus,
you,
but
all you have to do, if you've made it this far in the podcast, thank you. If you would like that story, all you have to do is just comment below and say, tell me the story, and I'll make a personal video explaining that entire story and how Ghost Adventures may or may not have faked some stuff. Okay? Allegedly. I don't want to get sued, but we'll tell you about the time they allegedly faked some stuff.
you're right. We all know about it.
But
yeah.
good times.
We should go back there at some point. The
We
problem is,
should.
isn't it kind of small?
And you have to
It's not
start
even-
at midnight to 4. You only get 4
Oh, you
hours.
only get 4 hours.
And
yeah.
you can get it for like 3 to 4 hours earlier, maybe. I don't remember the exact hour, but it's insane. It's like $200 extra an hour.
Oh,
Or at
wow.
I would
least.
say-
That's a lot.
I would say size-wise, it's about the same size as Trevette,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
but it's just
So you
the
really
hours.
can't take more than like 4 people.
No, so maybe
It's-
if we
it's-
film
it's
like a
one group.
first-time person.
Yeah, it'd be one group max.
But
don't
one
think
trip I
you
am very excited about is our upcoming trip to the USS North Carolina. That's only like
Week and a half.
a week and a
Yes.
half away
The
now.
3rd, October 7th.
7th,
Yep.
yeah.
October 7th. And then around that time, October 3rd, that Friday, we have a really cool piece of North Carolina evidence, video evidence, well, kind of, that's coming out for our Ghost Hunting Friday videos.
Oh,
which is
good timing there.
It is.
Good timing.
And the good news is we will have the shirts by the North Carolina.
Oh, good
Tell
to
us,
know.
hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So, you might not know this, but we normally talk a lot. We talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. And if anything interesting comes up, we just say, no, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Save it for the podcast.
Save it for the podcast. We're like
What?
always yelling at.
What happened?
Okay, so as well as I can explain this, so you sent me.
Yes,
the,
we're gonna buy shirts, right? So I designed the shirts.
Yeah, he designed the graphics to go on the shirt. He sent those to me. I sent those to the woman who was going to get everything set up, have their artist put it on the shirt and that sort of stuff. 2 days later, I get the email back with the proof of the shirt. Looks perfect. I write back, say looks great. Then I get an email from her saying I'm making a few minor adjustments. So just hold off for a few days. So 2 days later, I get the shirts or the proofs back. And first of all, let me just say, minor adjustment in my head was like, okay, she's just gonna center off something. Maybe it was just a little off center. The shirt comes back. The back of the shirt, half the design is gone. The Ghost Hunting Club is not on the shirt. It's just a picture of a ghost. And I'm like, okay, I sent you
Yeah,
the
you can't just
exact
delete
design
things.
we wanted on the shirt, and then told you it looked great.
What was her reasoning?
She didn't say. Like I
Minor
said,
adjustment.
yeah, a minor adjustment.
if-
I'm gonna
if-
remove half your design.
If the shirt, see, and plus, like, I
Sounds-
sent her
sounds good.
a Photoshop document, .PSD, which is, you literally open that up and it pulls it up in Photoshop. You can see the exact steps I took to make that. So if something's messed up, if they're graphic designers who don't have Photoshop, that's a big red flag right there. All she had to do was like pull it up and like
Yeah.
size, scale the two things, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
And I can send you the different proofs so they can see what we're talking about.
Please do.
So anyway, after that cost us 2 days, first of all,
Yeah.
of me not being able to order.
We're
after
already,
we've already paid.
Yeah.
right, and we're already trying to
Well, no, we
get
haven't
these
paid
here by a
at this
certain
point.
date. So we're like
Okay.
kind of trying to put like a rush on
Yeah.
this because we want them by CryptoCon, which is this weekend.
Yeah, we didn't have to pay until after I got the proofs back and said, okay, that's good, we want it. But anyway, before I even sent her the design, I said, can we get it by this Friday? Which was, September 29th.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
says, it depends on the artwork. I say, great. There's nothing else that needs to be said. And then we get the artwork back. She gives me a link to check out. I click the link, check out, free delivery, $9.29, perfect. I check out, and then I don't hear, that was on Wednesday. And then Monday, I haven't heard an email back saying my card's been charged, the stuff is in processing, any of that. So I email her going, what's going on? Are they still gonna get here on the 29th?
Is that your foot?
What?
Or did something just like hit the stage? Okay, never mind, sorry.
Okay. I thought I heard something back there.
No, I've been
Oh.
hearing a ton, but
We're just choosing to ignore it at this
I wanna
point.
hear the story, too,
We want to
Okay.
hear the
like-
story. We've been waiting for a couple days now to hear the story.
Yeah.
So where was I at that point?
So-
Something about a link?
You had sent her an
asked-
email asking
yeah.
what was
And
going
you
on.
checked out, and
Okay.
then you asked her what
Oh,
was
yeah,
going on.
okay, so, yeah, she writes back, and she says, what happened was I sent you the wrong link. That link expired at 2 p.m. on the day I sent you the link. She sent it at 1:30. And I'm in class until 5, so I can't pay for it. I wasn't aware it expired at 2 p.m. She didn't say that.
Right, you need to
She-
specify that.
Yeah, and then she said,
But that was on Wednesday,
yeah,
and this is Monday.
yeah.
So how?
Right,
she-
what happened?
Third-
Did
what's
she not
Thursday?
realize in between?
What's Friday?
Like, she just didn't decide to tell me. That's why I got mad.
Right, it's like,
'Cause,
did you not realize that the link didn't work? Send me a new
Yeah.
one, email me, tell me something, like.
Then she said they're gonna get there on October 2nd or whatever.
Not okay.
And I realized that as you checked out, because even though the link expired at 2, when I went to check out after 2, it still said I was gonna get them on 9/29.
Right.
But then it charged me a $50 surcharge for a rush fee. And then her response was, because you didn't agree to a rush fee, I had to cancel that. And so I had to cancel your order, reorder it. And in order for you to get it by this Friday, you're gonna have to pay an extra $200.
I'm super confused. Why is she ordering any? Isn't she the shirt maker?
Making them?
No.
Yeah.
Who makes it? Why are we in the middle?
She keeps referring to her boss, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
okay,
So she's
I know
the
a guy
campus-
that I work with that makes shirts, and he is literally like the guy I talk to. He is the one that makes the shirts. He
Yeah.
is the one that I pay. He is the one that
I want
delivers
to
them.
talk to a
Like,
guy
it's the
with
same
like
person.
he has a shirt printer in his back room.
So what happened,
Right.
she
Yeah,
is
they
the
could get 'em done
campus
faster.
manager that reports to the sales manager of the entire company. So they have to go through some organization of the school or something. I don't know what it
Why are we
is.
talking to them?
Anyway.
We're not anymore. After
Yeah,
this,
we're done. But
we're
anyway,
done with them
what
cutting
annoyed me
ties.
was she canceled my order, gave me a refund, and then charged me again with a different delivery date without notifying me of any of this. And I had to email her saying, what's going on, for me to know any of this.
Isn't that illegal? You can't just like read.
Yeah,
Just because
Probably.
she has your credit card information, she can't say like, "Oh, I just put it on this."
Yeah,
one."
you
It
can't.
pretty much, yeah.
you can't just like take. Oh, I have it on file,
You
so I
didn't-
might
you
as well
didn't
just
authorize that.
reorder this. Like,
Yeah, it changed the materiality of our contract, basically.
Yeah,
The
that's
entire
complete
delivery
crap.
date.
It's a brand new contract.
Yeah.
She forged her signature on the new contract.
So at what point, I know we went back and forth where we were kind of texting about like, this is not okay, we need to figure this out. What did you end up having to say to her to get it worked out to where we are getting them
I
on
stopped
time?
talking to her.
because
I went to the invoice and it gave me the sales manager that she reports to, and I just called her.
And that's how we're getting them on time
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and then after okay, so what led me to do that was, last night, she said, oh, my boss left, I can't talk to her until the morning. And I said, okay, please contact her as soon as she reports to work in the morning so we can avoid this being printed and I can cancel the order. And then at 11:50, because I have to study for a test that I had today and 2 more this week, I'm busy. I check my email, I don't have an email from her. I email her saying any updates, I don't hear anything. And then after my test, I email the sales manager, that's her boss, and I'm like, listen, I don't know what's going on with her. She's not doing her job. She's awful. She's not responding to me. I want to cancel this order. And she said, okay, first of all, when I told her I wanted to cancel, she said, if you do, there will likely be a $200 charge.
No.
So it's either $200 to rush ship or
And-
$200 for you to cancel.
And she said, I don't know if we'll be able to at this point because it's so close to being done.
Right.
Even though
Nobody
the shirts,
printed anything.
yeah, the shirts weren't supposed to be printed until Tuesday or Wednesday,
I know, when
which
you
is
said
today.
it's so close to being done, he was like, what do you mean it's so close? If it was so close to being done, why wouldn't we get them on time?
Yeah.
Like,
The
Nothing's been
process is so
touched.
simple.
But yeah,
It
when
really
when I
is.
It's a
contacted,
stamp. It's like you pay for the print screen. It's like this big.
Yeah.
They put it on the stamp, and it's like black shirt stamp.
yeah.
Black shirt.
The person that
stamp.
I work with to do shirts with in the past in Thomasville, like he's so quick about it. Like he'll overestimate the amount of time it's gonna take just to be safe, but like he'll call
Yeah.
you the same week and be like, just kidding, they're done. And I was like, exactly, because they don't take that long.
but yeah, so
You
We're
have
not
a
even ordering
computer
that many. Like we
makes-
only ordered like 20 shirts. Like it's not that big of an order.
So when I contacted her boss about canceling, she said, "Oh yeah, it's no problem. Just so you know, we're gonna have to charge you like $15 just to get the shirts back to the warehouse." And I'm like, "Okay, at this point, that's fine. I don't care. $15.
That's fair. That's at least
Yeah.
a fair, because $200 is crap. That's
Yeah,
like a
$200 is
complete
ridiculous.
scam.
Yeah.
$15.
Our shirt
That
order
is-
didn't even cost $200,
Yeah,
did it?
It was
Oh.
like $320.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, man, you can't charge us more than the actual shirt cost.
Buy a shirt.
Yes, if you would like a shirt, please email us. Or
Yeah, email us your size. What are we gonna sell them for?
it
What
was
are
like
they- what are they
18,
called?
It's like
$18.
$18.
Yeah.
$18, get a Go Swimming Club shirt. I will put a picture of what the front and back look like
Yeah.
now. And we are also selling hats, which I'm super excited about. Which I didn't even consider until I'd already made the front logo. I was
And you
like, that
went, man,
we're
this
not
would look
ordering
great
from
on-
this company.
You know,
No,
we're getting
absolutely.
hats. Hats are coming from
Absolutely.
somewhere else eventually.
yes.
And plot twist, an hour later, after she says, "No problem, we can cancel for $15," I say, "Perfect, do it." She sends me an email saying, "So what happened was
What happened
we
was
actually already printed your shirts.
Bull crap. That's a lie.
So if you want to, it'll be cheaper just to rush ship them for $100 at this point." So I'm like, okay, that's not going to happen.
not gonna happen.
The
You can keep our
options-
shirts at this point.
The options are you get them to me by Sunday, or I'm going to cancel or dispute. And
He pulled out
told
the
him.
dispute.
I told him.
He pulled out the
Dispute.
dispute.
anyway, yeah. So I mean, she said, "All right, let me talk to my bosses," and then they come back and they say, "Okay, we can do Saturday for free, or Friday for $50."
No.
So it's gone from
Saturday.
$200 for Friday from the campus manager to $100 for Friday from her boss to $50 for Friday from their boss
To free on
to
Saturday.
free for Saturday.
Which we only
complete
need
crap.
them by Sunday, so we were like, fine,
Complete crap.
whatever.
It's in reality, there is a team of people who sit at their desk all day in Bank of America, Wells Fargo, everywhere else. Their phone only rings when someone wants to dispute, and they're like, "Oh, thank God, I have one." They answer,
God.
and you're like, "Hey, this company's messing around. They charged my credit card. I didn't want that." They're like, "Sir, we are on it," and it's like it's.
That's the actual door.
Oh, that's
Okay,
like
actually,
legit
yeah, that's
someone
the
coming
actual
inside.
door. And then
What was I saying? What were we talking about?
talking about the shirts and disputing claims.
Oh, disputing. Okay, so I I was a little bit hesitant to bring that up because I paid with a debit card instead of a credit card, and it's
Oh.
much harder to dispute with a debit than a credit. So
True.
if they knew that, that wasn't gonna work,
Right.
but luckily they didn't.
Well, still, I mean,
Yeah.
I understand.
We're good now.
All right, cut again. You have 2 hard cuts in this podcast.
Not our fault.
I think that was pretty much the end
Pretty
of the
much
shirt
it, and that's
story.
how you got your shirts here. By
And we'll see
Saturday.
if it'll actually arrive Saturday.
Yeah. Buy our shirts.
We're not even here.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure
What-
I'll get an
what-
email saying like, "Oh, the shipping company messed up."
Right. They're not gonna
Still
be
charged you
here.
that.
Speaking of Saturday, because we're almost done with this podcast, what are we doing Saturday? I'm so excited.
We are
Working.
going to Scare. Yeah, he's working,
working.
but we're
We're
going to
going.
Scarowinds. At least me
Scarowinds.
and Greg are going
Yes.
to Scarowinds.
We have, because here's the thing, Scarowinds is super cool. It'd make a really good vlog, right?
So
And
we'll
I'm-
probably be vlogging it.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Watch out for that later.
And a friend who we're going with, he worked at Carowinds longer than me, and so it's just really exciting to be back. Also, we have full spectrum and IR cameras, which means
that's true.
we're going to be
We
filming
can
at
vlog
night
at
using our
night.
cameras,
So cool.
and it's
It's
going to
gonna
look really awesome.
great, and you're gonna
I'm so
probably get
excited.
to see me get scared a lot because even though I do like scary things and I like horror movies, I like haunted houses and like scary stuff. Something about Scarowinds is like way more hardcore to me than the place I normally go. I normally go to a place called Hallow Scream in Virginia. And they have like safe zones, whereas like Scarewinds, there is no safe zone. Like you are just genuinely
walk up to
terrified.
you.
Yeah, they'll just like walk up to you. So watch out for me getting scared a lot because that'll probably happen.
And just background, if you don't know what Scarowinds is, there's an amusement park here called Carowinds, where in October they turn it into like a huge haunted house at night.
At nighttime.
It's a
yeah.
huge attraction. in
And
Charlotte.
people like in Hallow Scream in Virginia, like they don't really get up in your face and like they do in the haunted houses, but as far as just like walking around the park, they don't really get up in your face. They don't chase you or anything. The Scarowinds,
Ooh, yeah.
they're all up on you. They chase you. They scare you on purpose. Blah blah blah. Like they're really good at their job.
They
but
work with people who have the cards. Hide behind the
Right.
cards.
Yeah, they did. I
Just
did
so
that.
they can
Right.
I did group
scare
help for
people.
But
Scarowinds once I had those push
I
cards
am
they would line
genuinely
up.
terrified, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. That like in this vlog that's gonna come out, there might be a lot of screaming. Be careful with your headphones. Just saying.
And see, while I worked at Carowinds, I can talk about this now. I used to spend as much time in the mazes as possible, like while I was working.
Any excuse to get in the maze.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were technically supposed to go in there and clean them out, and so
Oh,
I would
okay.
like have a team. We would go in there, change trash cans, sweep out the mazes and stuff. But I mean, I would look around and like,
Yeah.
because I mean, it was really cool to see those like with the house lights on, where it's just a bright room.
Yeah.
And so, and I know a lot of the Scarewind staff and stuff. So like walking through those mazes, I can't not smile. It's just like I know exactly where the wall. There's a hole in the wall there. It's gonna drop. I know it's just I don't know.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I'm terrified to be honest, but like, oh well. I don't know why. Like, you know, we investigate ghost and paranormal things. Like, not scary to me for the most part, but this trip to Scarewinds, I'm pretty anxious about. So
I do what he does. I just like make conversation with them. Like the
That- I
actors.
think
I'll
that's
just,
what
I'll just talk to
I
them.
can do that if I know I'm in a haunted house. Like I can mentally prepare myself. But the walking around the park and just random people popping out, that's gonna get me.
Hold on, time out.
What's up?
Real quick. We're just gonna jump into this. Ryan, you have never touched a cat before the first vlog, and now you're gonna sit there and tell me you used when she was describing what she would do in a haunted house. Ryan said that's probably what I would do. You've
Right.
never been in a haunted house? Ryan Beckman.
My parents hate
I really
haunted
hope
houses.
that
I
you
just
get to
never made
go
it
on
there.
Saturday now,
Man.
because maybe you'll be more scared
what
than me.
percent chance are you of not going?
That was
That was
this
the
table.
table.
That was
that
this
was
table.
him.
What percent chance?
I mean, honestly, that was my foot.
Okay,
Sorry.
oh, man,
We're on.
I mean, I think there's like,
we are.
I think there's 8 people interviewing, and they'll take the top 4. So I
How
mean,
well do you think your interview went?
No, it's
Please say
Thursday.
terrible.
Oh, it's
Please say-
Thursday.
The interview's Thursday.
I
They
don't know
tell
why I
us
had it- I
Friday,
don't
and
know
then
why
we
I had
do
it in
have
my
the
head it
dinner
was today.
Saturday.
So what
I
time
don't-
does the dinner end?
Officially, like 9:30.
What time is?
15 minutes from Scarewinds. I'm just saying.
It just depends, because I mean that's when it's supposed to end. But
Yeah.
We
How
really
late-
hope-
How late is
Tickets.
Scarewinds open?
We really-
Midnight.
Oh, I don't get off till 11. But if I was in that situation, I'd so go
Yeah,
for
if
2
your
hours.
if your
You just
thing
come-
ended at 9, you
Oh, I
should
would
For
come
so
one
go.
haunted house.
afterwards.
One
I
haunted
would so
house.
go.
Oh yeah,
One haunted
yeah.
house.
I
Come
really
on.
feel like you should
You
come.
have to. You've never been to a haunted house,
It's
Ryan.
so fun.
Yeah.
Consider it.
I will. If I don't make it, I promise we can make a whole video of me going to a haunted house. I don't know if it's Scarewinds or some other haunted house.
I can only get a certain amount of Scarewinds tickets.
We can make a whole video of me in a haunted house, like a camera on me sort of
We
thing.
could turn
But
Trevette
just
Clinic
Don't,
into
no, hold on.
a haunted
Hold
house.
on. Time out. I'm not agreeing to that because you're going to back out. I want you to go to Scarewinds.
Yeah, we really want
That's
you to
all
go.
we're talking about.
Yeah,
You're going to
because we're
Scarewinds.
already really
Because-
disappointed that he has to work and he can't go.
Yeah.
So, like, we really need you to come for something.
Yeah.
Like, we need you to show up.
I will try my hardest. I cannot promise when this ends.
It's not just a haunted house. It's like Scarewinds. There are scare zones where it's like you have to walk through it.
Yeah, see, that's
It's
my thing, is
there's
like
no line. You just
Hollowscream-
have to walk through these areas and
Right,
people
Hallow Scream in Virginia has safe zones for the most part. There are places like that where you have to walk through, but
Yeah.
for the most part, there are some safe zones. You don't have to be scared, like, because it's like a more kid-friendly kind of thing. And Scarewinds, that is not the case. So I am.
Even in these non-scare zones, they have Scare Force where it's like they just go around the entire area, and it's just like they're just walking around.
It's
trying to
giving me a
look
headache just talking
I'm
about
sorry,
it.
sorry.
I just don't want to like disappoint you because if we do the video of me, like I don't have strong reactions to anything.
He'll just be like,
No, that's fine.
"Oh, man."
So it would literally be just me like going.
The video is a vlog of Scarewinds. It is us having fun at Scarewinds.
Yeah.
But
Some
if
people
it's
having
gonna,
more fun than others.
Yes. In addition, I'm gonna have a blast.
And I'm going to be terrified.
I'm gonna be like in there like I'll see like a cutout on the wall and I'll be like, oh, it's a fake wall. Hey, open the wall. Like, anyways, it's gonna be fun. But the Scarewinds vlog is gonna happen regardless. But if we can add in Ryan's first time in a haunted house,
Yeah.
have you been talking?
Yeah, I've been to a ton.
Just checking.
Yeah.
I didn't.
See,
I thought
and I've
everyone
been to
had.
haunted houses. Like I said, haunted houses are not the part I'm scared of. It is just walking around the park. That's the part I'm scared of.
They had those sliders when you.
Okay, so let me rephrase. I haven't been to a haunted house. I've been on like a haunted trail.
That's a ton of trails.
That,
It's
yeah,
like
that's not the same.
haunted houses are like, once again, holes
Well, and
in
because
walls.
you're so like closed in and tight usually in like the haunted houses,
Yeah.
so you can't like.
It's gonna force you to make an immediate 90-degree turn, and there's gonna be
Yeah,
someone right there.
Yeah.
Also, I will say, the place Nick pointed out for like a future investigation, it actually is a haunted house.
Which place?
Haunted Mansion, the major.
So I
rooms
think it would be
mansion
Oh,
fun
yeah.
if like we all did video there too. Like if we
That's
did,
true.
if we investigate there,
Yeah, Ryan's
also go
second
there.
haunted house
Yeah,
will be there.
also go there like a haunted
Second
house.
one.
That's fine with me. It's fine with me.
Okay. Well,
We have a lot to talk about. Thank you guys so much for watching the podcast. We had a lot of fun as usual.
even with activity going on in the background.
Yeah, some paranormal stuff, some people trying to clean. Either way, click over here to subscribe. Click over there to view another video, and email us if you want a shirt. Email us your size. They're $18. We have hats and stuff too. If you
If
or
you
someone you
wanna see
know,
the video.
huh?
What did you ask them to comment? Oh, tell me the story in the comments if they
About-
want to
Yes,
see.
Ghost
yes.
Adventures.
All you have to say
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Ghost Adventure story. Tell me the story. One person. If one person comments that, I will go into depth. Okay.
We'll make a whole separate video.
Yes, whole separate video, and I will title it your name if you want me to, like so you know you'll see it.
Somebody needs to comment. I might.
All right.
What if I comment?
No, it doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Man.
Doesn't count. Either way, seriously, click over here to subscribe. Click over there to watch another video. Email us UNCCGhost
At
at
Gmail.
gmail.com.
We'll put it right there.
If you know,
Just in
yes, right
case.
here. If you or someone you know believes their home or business is haunted. Until next week, happy hunting.
See you.